welcome to the Hard Rock Show. I'm Shane.
I'm Andrew.
And on this episode, we've got two awesome EPs to talk about with you.
Very good new releases.
Yeah.
Very good.
One is, we'll get straight into it.
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
King Whack.
Now, these guys are something different. They're really, really good, but they've got a... don't know how to put it. There's so many influences that come through in their stuff that you really don't know what the major one is, but it's all good. So
I hear a bit of System of a Down in there.
Yeah.
I hear a bit of, I hear a lot of Alice in Chains kind of influence in there.
Yeah, yep.
And then some proggier sort of stuff like King's X. And then little hints of a more funky kind of Chili Peppers vibe.
And I also feel like there's some more old school influences in there and bits and pieces of the way they're playing it. It's a really good melting pot.
Yeah.
It's a digital 6-pack they've got out, which is called Minutes from a Gathering of Demons. And it's a really good melting pot. If you like all these sorts of influences and they found a way to fuse them together really well, go for it. Check it out. We'll have the details on screen as usual. But
yeah. Now, like you said, it's a digital-only release through Dragonfly Digital Music.
Yep.
It seems to be the way that everything's going these days. I mean, they're sort of moving with the times, and I'd still like to have an actual solid copy of a CD in my hand, even if it's only a limited release or whatever. But
well, we were discussing this yesterday. Yeah. We're both the kind of people that really love to have something tangible, something real in our hands when it comes to books, CDs, records, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're both that kind of person, but I guess that's a sign of the times. But it's, I think, in this respect, a very intelligent marketing scheme because they're calling it a digital 6-pack, so it's very intelligently done.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a listen to one of the tracks. We're going to play a bit of Daggers in My Eyes.
That's
right
the
now,
one. Yep.
All right, so here it is, Daggers in My Eyes from King Whack.
Enjoy.
That was just a little hint of Daggers in My Eyes from King Whack's digital 6-pack.
Another taste. You should all be enjoying this little taste we're giving you
these days. Just a little teaser. We like to tease, so we hope that it makes you guys jump online and buy a copy of the digital 6-pack, as it's called. Yep. Now that song, Daggers in My Eyes, is actually my favourite of the bunch. I think that's great. That's good. That's got pretty much all of those influences that we were just talking about meshed into that one song. The rest of them do have those influences with them. Within them, but that one song seems to have them all crowded in
It's
there.
a pretty good representation of what the whole thing is really all about. It's a very, very good track.
Very, very cool song.
Yeah.
Now, what would your favourite of the bunch be?
My one is Meet Your Maker.
Meet Your Maker?
Yeah. Yep. Anything with a title like that will grab my attention straight away. And the title grabbed my attention and the song held it. It's a brilliant piece of work. So get out there. Get the whole thing. It's just a digital thing. All these things are going pretty cheap these days too.
Yeah, well, it's digitally available probably through iTunes.
It is on iTunes,
as well as Dragonfly Music, digital music, and they're all probably about $1.20 a song or
That's
something
the
like
going
that.
rate these days. It's not a big ask when you want to listen to something, and
so
it's easy to get a hold of. It takes all of 30 seconds to download a song these days with all the internet speeds. So
exactly, definitely worth looking at, and
they're
a great band.
Yeah, they're just a 3-piece out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Now
which is an area we haven't
touched on yet, so we've gone back on that plane and done something different. But they broke up, I don't know, a long time ago.
2002.
And then they've reformed and they've come out with a monstrous sort of new release. I reckon that's a pretty good way to go with things. So they've done well.
Definitely. Let's move on to our second one of the week.
The other one, yes.
Which is from our hometown of Melbourne, Australia.
Yep, we're back down at home again.
Yep. 180 Proof, their debut EP. It's called The Gutter Sessions Part 1, The Filth and Freedom Overture.
Yeah. Another mouthful. We're getting these mouthful titles going at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, these guys as part of their logo, bill themselves as something that we can't mention on our show.
We've flirted with the idea of using words and bleeping things out, but this one's probably going to be kind of hard to do without coming off looking like a pair of idiots. So,
but without using the words, they live up to it.
Yes, absolutely, and
in a good way. We've seen them live just the other night for the EP launch, actually, at the Brunswick Club, Brunswick Hotel, and they are pretty good live, definitely.
Very good. Where the King Wack one is a produced album, it's a lot of things going on. It's very well done, very, very clean and polished. I find 180 Proof to be a lot more raw, but it works for them. It's what they're about.
Yeah, they're more of that straight ahead, balls out pub rock feel that AC/DC and Rose Tattoo and even Cold Chisel to a certain extent, and especially the Angels back in the 80s and late 70s in Melbourne and Australia in general.
It's another band that's got a bluesier sort of influence coming through in a big deal, in a big way. So
now they're doing some pretty good things. They've got a track, I believe it's Stick It to the Man. Yeah, is going out on the front cover of Classic Rock magazine from the UK. So congratulations to the boys for that.
Very good effort, considering it's just an EP and stuff, where they're not a band that is getting radio play or any real support, and they've gone and done something like that on their own bat. That's pretty good.
So in talking about that track, let's have a quick listen to a bit of Stick It to the Man now.
Yep, indeed.
Enjoy.
Say sayonara, sucker.
We're back. Now, that was Stick It to the Man. Now, I think that pretty much embodies what these guys are really all about, and that makes that track my personal favourite off of the EP.
Yeah, wow.
I love it. The opening of the song is it's one of those things, again, where we can't really play it. We had to cut that part down, but the overall vibe of it, the attitude that's displayed in that one song alone sells me every single time. So, what about you?
Mine's actually Intoxication. Basically, if there was ever a theme song for me, that's probably the one.
Pretty much.
But every song on this, Stick It to the Man, It Sucks to Be You, Intoxication, and Live Too Dirty, they're all really working class kind of lyrics that the everyday sort of person can relate to. I mean, they're pretty much songs about telling your boss to
stick it.
Stick it.
In the polite version, we could go on about other ways, but that's the polite way of putting it.
And getting drunk. So, it's all fun stuff, and Intoxication is definitely my favourite.
Yeah. Well, it's not hard to see why, so that always works.
Now, these guys are always gigging around town, so get out there and look at their addresses down the bottom, and I'm sure they'll have their tour dates listed. And
keep up with them on their Facebook and their MySpace and things like that. They're usually posting when they've got a gig coming up and whatever else have you. So
I've seen them a couple of times now. Yeah, and they're good fun to watch. So
they are good. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely more of that pub rock sort of feel. Whereas King Wack, as we've discussed, very polished, very good.
A bit more intense.
Yeah, very much more intense. We've gone from King Wack are a very intense outfit.
Yep.
They get all those things, put it in the melting pot, and blast it out there, and it blasts you. This one is just bluesy pub rock, so we've got the best of both worlds going on here today.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Now, you might have noticed that we've been doing a second weekly episode called The Hard Rock Happenings.
Yep.
At the end of each of those Hard Rock Happenings episodes, we've been throwing out a band of the week, a local band of the week.
Yep.
Now, this week there will be no Hard Rock Happenings, so we're going to throw the band of the week out now. Now, the reason that there will be no Hard Rock Happenings...
It's a very, 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 very special reason.
Do you want to say very a couple more times?
Like I've done before in previous outtakes, yeah.
The reason that there will be no Hard Rock Happenings is because we're going to push that aside and there'll still be a second episode. It's going to be a tribute to the late, great Ronnie James Dio. So stay tuned midweek for that episode.
Yeah. We're going to put
we've got some great things to say about him. So.
A lot of effort's going to go into this one again. Yep. So if you've seen our Bon Scott tribute, be prepared for more of the same.
Yep.
So,
and in saying that, in the Bon Scott tribute, we also threw out a classic album, which we happened to throw out AC/DC. And normally when we do these tribute albums, the classic
will be
different to the tribute that we're doing. But in this case, we're going to take a look at 4 or 5 of Ronnie's albums from his career. He's been with some of the greatest bands.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of material out there for us to talk about.
We basically couldn't pick one.
No.
We couldn't pick one, so we had to... Yep. We figured we'd do a more of an overview.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about an album from Sabbath, from Dio, from Rainbow, and, of course, his final album with Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good episode. So definitely
we're looking forward to it, so we're looking forward to the feedback from that, so keep it all rolling in. But we have a band of the week to discuss.
Yes, we're going to throw the band of the week in now.
Yes.
Elm Street.
Oh, yeah. Now,
fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think that's the exact word you wanted to use just there with the...
No, I wanted to use another word before fantastic that also starts with F. But we hadn't heard much of these guys until just a couple of nights ago when we've seen them live. They actually supported 180 Proof at 180 Proof's EP launch.
Yep.
I'd heard great things about them.
Now, these guys, by word of mouth, have a very good reputation.
Yeah.
And when things like that sound too good to be true, you and I are usually extremely skeptical.
Yeah.
This time, we don't need to be skeptical.
No.
They're good.
I went in there with expectations, not high, not low. I just went in there just to enjoy the music, really, as we both did.
Yeah.
And they are unreal.
Yeah.
They are technically perfect.
One of the tightest bands I don't know what to put it as. They're just that ridiculously tight. They can pull off anything old school. I reckon you could throw anything at them.
Yep.
Be it Maiden, Sabbath, Priest, whatever. It doesn't matter. They could do the old school stuff.
They actually did do Priest on the night at the gig.
And they were so tight, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. No, they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Got a copy of their album, and we've been listening to it on heavy rotation since. And we're actually going to see the boys again soon when they support Airborne. So we absolutely can't wait for that.
Yep.
Definitely check them out. Their details again will be down the bottom, and check them out if you haven't already, because they're fantastic.
You're missing out if you haven't found these guys yet, so get on board.
And they do a lot of gigs. Again, they're another band that works really hard.
Very hard workers.
Keep their name out there.
Yep.
Get a copy of the album because it's unbelievable.
Yep.
And definitely see them live.
I've got nothing more really to add to that because there's nothing more you can say apart from they're fantastic, and that's why we've done, at the end of this episode, a band of the week, and they rightly deserve it.
I mean, honestly, we could sit here for the next 10 minutes talking about how fantastic they are, and we'll just end up repeating ourselves over and over again.
Yep.
Grab a copy, go see them live, let the music do the talking.
Do it for yourselves, and then send back feedback if you agree or disagree, but we're pretty sure that everyone should pretty much agree with us.
Absolutely. But like we said, definitely stay tuned for our tribute to Ronnie James Dio coming up midweek.
Yep.
And until then, this has been the Hard Rock Show. So drink up.
Rock on.